Alright, what's up, guys? It's day 15 of this YouTube vlog series, and I'm just gonna take a moment, breathe. You can join me. It's been a long day. It's 12:54 a.m. and honestly, pretty crazy day. What did I do today? I woke up pretty late, but I got out of bed around noon and got lunch with my friend Prosper, who just left today. He left to move out to San Francisco. And so, yeah, I got lunch with him, had a good chat over some curry, said goodbye, and then I went to a Barnes & Noble, and I was there for several hours. I ended up reading a bit, I bought a couple books, writing a bit, and sort of just planning out my next couple weeks. But randomly today, I got connected with a sales opportunity. Basically at a fintech, a financial bank card, credit card startup in San Francisco. And actually, they might be based out of New York, but I know they have a house in San Francisco, and they have some of their sales reps out in San Francisco. Got connected with them, and then have been sort of trying to prepare for my interview with them. I'm going to go through like a sort of screening interview. I don't really know what that is, or I didn't until today, but apparently I just need to know about the company and have a good sort of pitch for what I have to offer them, understand the market of what they're doing and competition, perhaps bring some ideas for how, I'm going to get them new business. Basically just demonstrate my competence and sell myself. So, yeah, that's not something I'm very used to doing. I have done, I think, 2 job interviews in my life, and they were both for EMT companies, ambulance companies. But yeah, I think if I prepare, I'll be fine. I'll just have to spend some time tomorrow morning, like doing some deep research, learning, because I know nothing about financial tech. I know very little about these companies, but I do, based on what I know right now, I think I'm in a good position for this role. Just given my sales experience and given my confidence in myself, and then also just like the connections that I have through my college, through my high school, and then like, I don't know, I just be meeting the most random people. I've met like 3 or 4 Y Combinator like startup founders in the past like 2 or 3 weeks, just from like chance encounters. Like the first one was my buddy and I were driving through Vegas from Colorado back to California, and we were just booking it one drive, no stops except for like gas and food. Um, and we stopped at this hole in the wall Thai restaurant in Vegas. And as we were waiting in line, waiting for a table, I started chatting with this dude right next to us who was like also waiting to get seated. And turns out, he's like a startup founder, and he was in Vegas for like one day for some conference. And so I got connected with him. He told us about his startup, how he moved from like Canada, and you know, started this thing with his friend in college because like they his co-founder like did some work with Uber and then ended up finding like a really good opportunity for a startup, and then they got funding for their startup and all this just whole fucking crazy story, right? And it was just this random dude in line like at a Thai restaurant in Vegas, like when we were just stopping for dinner. um, and then and he's the one who actually ended up connecting me to this opportunity. So super dope guy, super grateful for him. But then like a week later, um, I was up in San Francisco with a friend, and we stopped by this other startup office, Cluely, just because honestly I don't know why. I forget why. But we just like stopped by this office, and then I met the founders of that company. They're like blowing up right now. And then while I was at the office, I met another startup founder who is also in Y Combinator, and crushing it on Instagram Reels and YouTube. And yeah, like all this happened within like the span of 2 weeks. Oh, and then like I think I talked about this yesterday, but like just the other day I got connected with another startup founder who's based in Chicago through TikTok. Because I talked about sales and he like commented on my video, and then I checked out his profile and he's posting about startups. I followed him, he followed me back, we DM'd a bit, and we hopped on the phone. And then I connected him with the previous startup guy that I just met at the office for like advice for getting into YC. Anyway, I don't know if any of you guys give a shit about all this. It's like very oddly specific information, but that's all to say that like I've just had a bunch of really cool like chance encounters with really dope people in the past couple weeks, and it feels like a sign that I should maybe stay in California, maybe stay in the Bay Area. It really does feel like there's a lot of opportunity here in tech, and I don't know, the energy that I've noticed around like these startup founders is really high. Like they have this sort of like invulnerability about them, this like irrational confidence, which at first was like a little off-putting, like a little like chill out, bro. But I actually really admire it because it's like pure life force energy. It's just like, and it's a rational confidence, right? It's not like I honestly prefer like it's a sort of delusional like retarded level of confidence is how I would put it in like the best way possible, because I think like when you're young, like you feel fucking invulnerable, and it's like while we're sort of in our 20s and still like have a lot of life left to live, it's like we also have a fuck ton of energy that like is usually just sort of displaced, like funneled into like mindless consumption, or just like sort of dispersed or slowly just like seeps out into the world in often negative ways. And I think it's really healthy and really cool to have that energy be channeled into like this vision, right? Like startup culture, into building a company, into making connections and meeting people and like living life to the fullest. I think that's just really fucking sick, to be honest. And I want to be around that. I want to cultivate that. I want to, experience the magic, or at least that's what I've been told, of startup culture, and how cool it can be to be at like a rapidly growing company in a high, fast-paced like tech city, um, and just to see what that's like the stories from that, I imagine, will be amazing. And even if it's not something that necessarily aligns to my vision long term per se, I think the life lessons will be phenomenal. I think it'll be really fun. And I think along the way, I'll continue meeting people that I really fuck with, really align with, and get closer to, some semblance of a life direction or purpose or meaning, just along the way. So yeah, obviously I have no idea where all this is going, but right now I'm just focused on stacking as many opportunities as I can, talking to as many people as I can, failing as fast and as hard as I can, but also aiming to win, playing to win, and seeing where that takes me. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on everything. I'm going to keep posting content, keep learning, keep practicing. It's definitely been a bit tougher of a journey with the short form than I expected, but I want to be in this for the long game, so I'm willing to, ride it out even through the lulls, and it might be tougher than I thought, but I'm also tougher now than I've ever been, and I want to stick with it, see it through. So, yeah, I'm going to keep at least posting a video a day until I hit 100 videos from the day I started. So right now I'm at 42. And then reassess from there. But until that 100th video hits, I'm just going to keep on chugging along, keep on putting the effort in, and we'll see where all this goes. And same with the YouTube, just keep it running. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.